Recently, we discussed how the current spending package that avoided the government shutdown had some cuts to the budget of ATF and FBI and other groups in the federal government. And they made it through the House and the Senate, and Biden did sign that. And he's very upset about having to cut his own groups, his own administrative backdoor gun control groups, rather. And there is a new spending appropriations package coming. It's being called the mini Omnibus. And some 32 of our congressmen and women, along with Gun Owners of America, have teamed up to try to start spreading the word. And they sent a letter to the Speaker, Mike Johnson, to have him stop any more gun control secreted within these omnibus bills. I'm going to show you this letter. It's a pretty cool pointed letter, and we'll be right back to discuss it. This is addressed to, like I said, the Speaker, Mike Johnson, as well as Kay Granger, who's the House Committee on Appropriations chair. It says, "We write to you today to urge you to protect the Second Amendment in the upcoming appropriations package from attacks by a partisan and weaponized Centers for Disease Control and National Institutes of Health, which has become a dangerous threat to gun ownership under the Biden administration. During the Clinton administration, Congress restricted the use of funds to study firearms because then CDC spokesman Dr. Mark Rosenberg stated that, quote, 'We need to revolutionize the way we look at guns, like what we did with cigarettes. It used to be that smoking was a glamour symbol, cool, sexy, macho. Now it's dirty, deadly, and banned.' The same CDC also issued an anti-gun study recommending the implementation of unconstitutional gun control, a national gun registry, and a ban on unregistered handguns. Ever since, Congress has included protections in CDC and NIH funding to protect the Second Amendment from weaponized anti-gun research. This protection, known as the Dickey Amendment, says that no funds may be used to advocate or promote gun control. However, the White House and gun control advocates have censored self-defense statistics from the CDC website, statistics that would help explain the importance of the Second Amendment to our citizens. Meanwhile, the Biden administration has weaponized millions of dollars of research funding appropriated by Congress in good faith for firearm injury and mortality prevention research to advocate and promote gun control. In total violation of the Dickey Amendment, CDC and NIH have misappropriated the following funding for gun control purposes: $1.1 million to study the relationship between lawful gun ownership and risk, $490,000 to study a state with constitutional carry versus a state with strict gun control, $333,000 to evaluate gun confiscation laws and gun purchase wait periods in California, $518,000 to enhance policy implementation of expanded background checks, secure firearm storage requirements, and gun confiscation laws in Michigan, $650,000 to study firearm prohibitions and relinquishment, $349,000 to find out if state gun control firearm laws reduce mortality, $1.2 million to run a study including in-person and telehealth wellness check-ins, which explicitly include safety, example, guns at home, $3.6 million to study firearm retirement for senior citizens, which will strongly parallel key but not all aspects of driving retirement, $428,000 to study how episodic crime reports that depict violence as a crime issue can lead audiences to blame victims and reinforce racist stereotypes, $126,000 to find out why Black Americans are 6 times more likely to experience an assault-related firearm injury as white Americans, $2.1 million to inform evidence-based interventions that prevent firearm injury risks involving Asian Americans caused by their mere firearm possessions, and more. Congress had intended for CDC and NIH to conduct research on medical procedures, practices, treatments, medicines, and therapies related to firearm injuries and recovery. Instead, this funding has been weaponized to promote and advocate gun control. It is obvious that treating firearm-related violent crime as a public health issue starts with a study here and there about gun control but ends in tyranny. For an excellent example, Congress need look no further than the recent actions by the governor of New Mexico, who used a public health emergency to declare a total ban on the lawful carry of firearms for self-defense in the entire city of Albuquerque, even for licensed concealed carry permit holders. We, the undersigned members of Congress, urge you to not only include the Dickey Amendment in the fiscal year 2024 appropriations for the CDC and NIH, but also to block any further funding for these anti-gun studies which are designed and intended to be weaponized against firearm owners and our cherished Second Amendment. Respectfully, it's signed by Andrew Clyde, who penned it, and you can pause real quick here if you would like to see the other members of Congress who signed their name to the letter as well. I also want to include a quote here from my friend Aiden Johnston, who is the Director of Federal Affairs at Gun Owners of America, and he said, "Recently, the Biden administration's censored self-defense statistics from the CDC's website, and GOA was forced to sue the governor of New Mexico because she banned lawful self-defense in Albuquerque using a public health emergency. Gun owners know exactly where treating crime as a public health epidemic leads, to gun control. We must ensure no federal funds go towards more biased anti-gun research to encourage unconstitutional gun control policies, and that's why we're urging Speaker Johnson to strengthen the Dickey Amendment in the upcoming appropriations package." So they're getting out ahead of the bus here. They're going to try to stop these monies from being used to go against the Second Amendment and to restrict firearms. Just like the Dickey Amendment says they're not supposed to use those funds, they got caught with their pants down using those funds. So Speaker Johnson, the House holds the power of the purse. It's on the House to fix this, and we'll see what happens with this upcoming appropriations mini omnibus package. Just wanted you to get this information. This letter went out yesterday, bringing it to you today, and I hope that you have a fantastic day. If you like this information, you want to see more of our Second Amendment news, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, no matter where it happens, then subscribe to this channel right down here, bottom left corner. And it's free, it doesn't cost you anything, just helps this channel get to more people, and I am grateful for your considerations. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.